Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we're going to be answering a question that has been bothering me for some time, and that is, where do Abigail and Jack go when they leave John Marston in the epilogue? This is something I've wanted to know ever since I beat the game for the first time, because I've been really curious, like, where could they possibly have gone without John Marston? So in case you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, in the first part of the epilogue where John is staying at Pronghorn Ranch, it is attacked by Mr. Abel and the Laramie gang, who are at like a ranch a little ways down the road. And this happens in the middle of the night when Abigail, Jack, and John are all sleeping. And so far, things seem to be going, for the most part, pretty good. With a couple of little bumps in the road. And long story short is John basically has to revive his old gunslinger self, and when he does this, Abigail gets very upset.
The hell was that?
What are you doing?
My job, Abigail. Lock this door behind me. Don't open it unless you know it's me. Let me in, it's me.
What was it?
Mr. Getty's cattle was taken.
I'm sorry to hear that. What are you doing in that thing?
Mr. Getty's been real good to us. What
are you doing?
My job, Abigail. My goddamn job.
So John and the other ranch hands actually head out to the rival ranch, and they take out everyone that is there. And then once they return, and once John returns to his cabin, Abigail is visibly upset with him.
What? What? What choice did I have? Just answer me that. What was I supposed to do?
Now, the very next day in the following mission, John will actually return to his cabin where, instead of being met with Jack and Abigail, he will only have a letter. And this is what happens.
Abigail. Darling John, a kind lady in the village helped me write this.
She had men problems of her own, but that's a different story. Listen, I've begged you, but it don't seem to make much difference. I've tried everything I know to make you grow up. And you know I love you, but loving you means I can't watch you do this. Time after time, we've had to run because of your behavior and your decisions. We got a son. I got a son. And I love our son enough that I can't have him around while you're like this. I had so many dreams, John. I hoped you would change. We all saw what happened to them that didn't, but you... part of you is hell-bent on ending up the same way.
And I love you too much to watch that no more. Abigail.
Where's the wife, Milton?
She's out.
I saw her leaving with the boy and the bags. What's going on?
You married, Mr. Dickens?
No.
That don't surprise me.
What'd she do? Catch you with a showgirl? Or hear about you shooting more fellas over by Strawberry? Just who are you, Jim Milton?
I'm a family man. I can handle a gun, sure. Them men shot at me.
Just interested, that's all.
Ain't nothing interesting, unless you find gossip about a man's marriage worthy of your time.
Guess not. There's work to be done, unless you're running off too.
I ain't going nowhere. I'm here to work. Gotta save money, get her what she wants.
What does she want?
She wants a place of her own. Said she found a plot up at Beecher's Hope.
You? A rancher? You'll starve.
Probably.
Keep yourself busy. Take your mind off it.
That's her full.
Hey, you know, I was wrong about you. Turned into a fine worker, Jim Milton.
Oh, thank you. Means a lot. Hey, you think I could speak with Mr. Geddes? See if maybe he's open to offering me some guidance?
I'm sure he'd be happy to hear you speak, at least.
Thank you, Mr. Dickens.
So Abigail and Jack have left, and there's a couple of important details that happen during that cutscene. The first is the progression of time. It's not just a couple of days. It's a couple of months that goes by. I'd imagine like 3 or 4 or 5 at a minimum. So they have been gone for a long, long time. It just hasn't been a week. Abigail also mentioned something interesting. She said a lady in the village. What village is she talking about? However, let's fast forward in time a little bit, and in Epilogue Part 2, Jack and Abigail eventually do return to the ranch, and this is the cutscene that happens.
What the hell? You're...
You always did have that fine way with words.
You doing all right, son?
Sure, Pop. Can I go see the house?
Sure.
Just give him some time. He'll warm up. It's quite a place you got here.
It's yours.
Ours. I should see about that boy.
Who's my new rival?
Oh, that's Rufus. He's loyal, dumb, and angry, so he reminded us of you.
That's your idea of a joke, miss?
I guess.
Come on!
So now that you have all of that information right there, we can begin to talk about where Jack and Abigail actually went. So my first theory is that they returned to Strawberry. And the reason for that is, in the very first mission of the epilogue, that's where John and Abigail and Jack are actually headed. And Abigail actually establishes a small relationship with the doctor there. Now, I'm not talking about like a relationship like she loves the doctor, but she ended up finding work there, cleaning up after doctor's surgery. Jack did as well. So there's a good chance that they could have just stayed somewhere in Strawberry, which would have been relatively close to Pronghorn Ranch, but still far enough away where they likely would have never run into John. Now, not only is the Strawberry theory supported by what happened in the first mission, but the town itself also lends to being pretty friendly to a mother and their son. Strawberry is, of course, the only dry town in the game, which means there's no bar, there's no drinking. There's also nice little like houses and cottages for rent. that you can actually see. Now, I don't know if this is just meant to play into the dynamic aspect of the world and that it's a lively society, but that would make sense if they were to stay there. The only problem with that is, do Abigail and Jack have any money? I mean, John Marston isn't exactly wealthy at this point. So where would Abigail and Jack get any of this money to stay at a really nice place like that? I find that kind of hard to believe. Now, my next theory is that they stayed somewhere in New Austin. And the reason for that is, when they return to the ranch, they actually come from the southwest side. And everything to the southwest of Beecher's Hope is New Austin. So the three big properties there are Armadillo, the McFarland Ranch, and Tumbleweed. Now, I think due to the cholera situation, Armadillo seems a little less likely, just because that doesn't seem to be the best place to stay for a couple of months. Wouldn't it be really ironic if they had stayed at the McFarland Ranch? Because that's the same place that John would ultimately stay a couple of years later in Red Dead Redemption. Although you would have assumed Abigail would have mentioned her or mentioned where they stayed, but maybe she wouldn't have. And then, of course, Tumbleweed is an option, but that is just really far away. Now, the third and final theory I have, and I think it's the least exciting, is that they just theoretically left the Red Dead Redemption 2 map. Maybe they traveled so far away or went back to the Yukon, and that's why we could never find them. And good luck going to any one of these locations that I mentioned and trying to find Jack and Abigail. They likely just aren't spawned into the game. But as always, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Please let me know what you think happened to Abigail and Jack when they left John Marston during the epilogue. Do you think they go back to Strawberry or somewhere totally different? Again, let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.